Chapter 12, question, oh wait, what is it? Chapter 8, question 15. Are you talking about the homework?
Yes.
Okay, so you're in this class, right? Okay, homework for chapter 8, question 15.
Where'd it go?
Hi, Alley Cat. Come here. How's it going, sweetie? Hi, sweetie pie. You want to say hi to my students? Okay, so the net present value. Absolutely, you need to do this. Absolutely, you know how to do this. So,
Yeah, I could do A, but for some reason couldn't do B.
B. Which investment would you recommend that the company accept? Well, it's going to be. I don't know why it's taking.
No. Like the table on part A, there's a table A and B.
Okay, Luke. Let me tell you how you're going to set this up. Okay. I'm going to come over here. Actually, this is 7-2. So here is how I'm going to set up my table. So I'm going to go the what, and I'm going to go the amount, and I'm going to go the year, and I'm going to go the factor, and I spell factor right, and I'm going to say present value. Okay, can you see this okay?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to just copy this stuff over and hope it copies. I don't know if it's going to copy. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. Let's go like this. All right. I have to shrink this down. Okay, here we go. So the cost of the equipment is $100,000. So are you going to do project B?
Well, yeah, I got A right, but B, I did like the same thing, and I couldn't get the right answer.
Okay,
So.
excellent. So here's what we're going to do with B. The difference with B is that you're going to you're going to invest in working capital of $100,000, and then it's going to be released at the end of the project. So if you look over here, it says the working capital needed for project B will be released at the end of the 6th year. So here I'm going to go, this is my working capital, right? And
Yep.
It's $100,000, and it's year now, so the factor is 1. So it's basically $100,000, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then what have I got here? I've got annual cash flows of $16,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be years 1 through 6.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's the factor for that?
It's 3.889, if I
That's
remember
right. Mm-hmm. So then I'm going to take 16,000 and multiply that, times 3.889. And then anything else? Salvage value? No. But now I'm going to have working capital released. And
Yeah, I just didn't know what that meant.
Dollars, and that's going to be in year 6. So what's my factor in year 6?
Is it one time or more than, or annual?
Well, how many times is it going to be released?
Just once. Okay.
So then I'm going to go to my Winnie the Pooh table, right?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. And so then I'm going to grab mine too. It should be 0.456, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Ah! My paperwork just fell on the floor. Let's see. I've got my table up. What's the interest rate?
I don't know. I can't like exit this screen and go back to mine.
Right,
So
never mind. I got it. It's 14%. So I'm going to look at 14% for 6 years, and it's 0.456. I was right. So that's 0.456. So then I take 0.456 and I multiply times the working capital. And this is actually a minus because I have to spend that money now, right? So then my net present value for this one is going to be all of these things added up, right? So that's what that's going to be.
okay, so you add all of them. There's no subtracting.
Correct, because this is what I have to spend today. I have to spend $100,000 today. Right?
Yeah.
That's why that's a minus, because I got to write a check for that. But then I'm going to get cash flows in every year, and I use the time value money, factor that in, and then at the end of the 6th year, I get my $100,000 back. So that's probably just the
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't understand what that meant. So anytime it says working capital
Released, yeah.
Released. It's
Mhm.
you do that and it's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If
Yep.
it said there's no like cost of equipment released, it's just working capital. Like that's an option.
Right. So if you look over here, I'm assuming you can now, this is the problem, right? I'll blow it up a little bit. So in project A, this is where I just purchased the piece of equipment, right? The working capital investment may be, I borrow money from Winnie the Pooh, and then I have, like I have to release that working capital. So I've got to spend that money, but at the end, I'm going to get it back.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose that would be like me loaning you money and you going off and investing in this piece of equipment for me, and in repayment you're going to give me these $16,000 of cash flows every year, and then at the end you're going to give me my money back. It's kind of how a bond works too.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. All right, good. Did you want to do this other question since you're
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I was just wondering if we like need to be able to fill out that table like that, just because like some of it is confusing.
Let me look. 12. Preview question 9. Question 9. Well, yeah, yes, you should know how to do that, because this is residual income. So how do I get to my residual income, right?
Well,
so
I know how to do that. It was just like filling in everything, like it's just a bunch of algebra.
Well, yeah, it's just a bunch of algebra. So I have, because the reason they wanted you to put the sales and then NOI in is because you need all these things to figure it all out, right? But if you know that, if you know how to get your ROI, right, then you're good there. If you know how to get your residual income, you're good there, right?
All right. The only thing that I couldn't find on myself was the percentage for B, like where it says 16. I filled out the rest of the table, but I didn't know like what I should plug in to get that.
Your
Residual income. Yeah, I know how to do all that.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Done. I was just going through my notes.
Oh, well, you know how to do a segmented income statement though, right? Where you have like some common costs, right? And then you allocate some of those, you have some allocated fixed costs, for example.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You know how to do that. That's not a calculation that you would necessarily have to write down on your note card. You know how to do a segmented income statement, right? You've got like the company overall, and then you've got your different divisions, and some of the fixed costs are common costs, and some of them are allocated out, right? And that's what you should probably know.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, like, are we gonna have to do out a whole segmented income statement?
No.
Yeah.
On the review, there was a question about profitability index. And so I did like the net present value and then divided that by the initial investment. But I got like 1.24 and the answer was 0.24.
Uh-huh. Okay,
So why would it?
Let me see. Do you know the name of the company? Let me see if I can find it on my notes here. Are you looking at a project profitability index?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I can go like this. I'm just gonna, I don't want to scroll through the problems. I think it is. Okay, does it look like this?
No.
Because this is a profitability index, the initial investment, blah, 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 right? So in this case, it asks you, this is on your review, right? But how do you build this so you know that the net present value of the project divided by the investment required is your PPI, right? So you just kind of have to put those numbers in there. But I have a feeling I know which one you're stuck on. So let me see if I can find it. All right, hold on. Not that, not that. Hang on. And one thing that I wrote on the board, I'm just looking for my note here that I put on there. Okay, fine. Okay, I can't. You see on this one, you have the net present value of the project. So you'll want to make sure on one of your questions, I can't even remember which thing this is that you're given the present value, so which is different than your net present value, divided by your investment required. So sometimes you're also given a salvage value or a scrap value, and you'll want to make sure and subtract that from your investment required. So let me see if I can find that question.
Yeah, that one.
Is it this one? Okay.
Yeah.
So do you see how it would require the present value? So the initial investment is $47,000. The inflows are that. So here's your investment required, right? And there's your present value of your cash flow. So your net present value is the net of those two things.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So then you're going to take the 8930, which is the difference between those, and divide that by your investment required.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's also a question where it might have on the investment required, it might tell you that there's a scrap value of another piece of equipment, or there's a salvage value.
Do you add that?
You want to subtract that because you don't need, so let's say I'm going to buy a Tesla for $100,000, but I can trade in my Prius for $10,000. So really, what am I really going to do for my Tesla? What kind of a loan do I need to take out? I'm going to have to mute everybody unless I can get no background noise. Okay?
So you're saying that if it gave you like the scrap value or salvage value, you would still subtract that?
Right. So let me see if I can find that question.
Wait, how did you get to 8,000?
See. Okay, here we go. Right? So how did I get $8,900? So it says the management is considering a project. It requires an initial investment of $47,000. So that's a cash outflow. Right? And then my cash inflows would be 55. So if I take 47,000, that's a minus because I'm spending that money, but I'm going to bring in 55, then the net present value is the difference between those, right? So I'm writing a check for 47,000, but incoming is going to be 55. So that's just the difference. And that should also be right here. Right. So also you guys on page 350, it talks about that the project profitability index, right? And it shows you also how to get the, so the investment required, for example, for investment A is $10,000 that you have to spend, but your present value of your cash inflows is $11,000. So your net present value is $1,000. So just don't forget that net present value is different than present value, because the net would obviously be, you know, I'm not going to bring in $55,000 just for fun. I've actually had to spend money to make money. Okay? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? I'm ready. I feel like I'm on the firing squad today.
I have a question. So for the 8 a.m., we were going through the review, and there's one, I think it was net present value, and then there was a salvage value. And I think what you did, it was like a negative initial investment because it's an outflow, but you added the salvage value.
Because I'm probably going to get that in. Yes. Do you, let's see, was that chapter 7, Allie?
Yes.
Mm,
I forgot what the company is called.
don't
but-
worry, we'll find it. We're going to find it. That's joint. Is it like this? Maybe it was this one?
No, it was not that one. That the salvage value is 0. There was actually a number it told us the salvage value. I think this might be it. Yes, because it says at the beginning the salvage, or at the end of 6 years, the salvage value is 80,000.
Right. So if we're going to spend 380 now, right, and we're going to get these cash inflows of 104 for the 6 years, and then at the end of the 6th year. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to my table, right? And if you guys have this on your note card, that would be really good, right? So I'm going to erase this because this is a different problem now. So what's my what? So I'm going to initial investment for 380. So this is my initial investment of $380,000, and I'm going to do that now. And so the factor for now is always 10. But I have to remember that I'm spending that much money, right? So that's, do you see how that's a negative? And then I'm going to have my annual cash flows, and how much are they? 104,000. And how many years am I going to get cash flows?
And 14% investment.
6 years for years 1 through 6. And then it's a 14%. So I'm going to look up my table unless you have it. So my table tells me at 14%. Now I'm on the annuity table. I don't know about you, but I'm on the annuity table. Why am I on the annuity table? Because of this word annual. Do you see that word annual? That's my ticket right there. That's how I know to go to my annuity table. So year 6, interest rate 14%, 3.889. 3.889, right? Okay. And then I'm going to take that and multiply it out times that. Okay, good. And then I'm going to have a salvage value at the end of the 6 years. So this piece of equipment that I'm buying is only going to be good for 6 years. How much was my salvage? 80,000. Okay. And so in year 6, now I'm not going to get that back every single year, am I? No, I'm just going to do it one time. So I'm going to go to my Winnie the Pooh table at 14%, 6, that's that 0.456. Okay. And then I'm going to multiply that out times that and get that. And is there anything else going on?
No.
Okay, good. And then I'm going to net those together like this. Boing, boing, boing. And then there's my answer.
Okay.
Okay?
So you just don't subtract because it's positive. You would just...
Right. Because look at think about the inflow. Like I'm going to actually put a minus here, right?
Yeah.
Because
it's an outflow, right?
Yeah, that's an outflow. There's an outflow, but then I got inflows, and the salvage value is going to be an inflow too, because I'm going to put that piece of equipment up on Craigslist, and then
So you're gonna like try to sell it, right?
I'm going to try to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just in like other problems besides this one, if there's a salvage value, you subtract it.
In the net present value, the salvage value is always, I'm going to put that on Craigslist and buy it, and I'm going to sell it to somebody. So it's an inflow to me.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, who else? So Gabby, you got your hand up. What's your question?
Hi. Yeah, this is Norm speaking from Gabby's headphones.
Okay, fine and dandy.
So I just have a question regarding the review in general, because in the past it's been really complex. It's also been really similar to the test. But I feel like this
Let's see.
Or it says like 7-25.
Hold on, I'm trying to get out of my review. Let's see, how about I just go like this and save and exit. Chapter 7. Okay, I'm sorry, what number was it?
It was 14.
14. Utilization of a constrained resource. Oh, okay. What class are you in?
The online class.
Okay, so can I do something here just for fun? Let me just go over here. I'm gonna log into Blackboard. I'm gonna log into my online class. And this is chapter 7. And right over here, do you see this?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't see that.
And actually, I'm just going to launch this for a really quick second. This is an explanation of problem 7-25, utilization of constrained. And we're making Debbie dolls, right? And so I would encourage you to launch it. Only because you can play it and send it back to yourself. You know, like you can like.
Yeah, usually it's like on the homework, so I just didn't see the link, but now like that I know it's on Blackboard, that makes more sense.
Okay, good. Yeah. And I actually will put it in order. Okay, good. Yep. That'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you do that question that I put in the chat?
Oh, sure, hon. Well, let's see the chat. Let's get the chat going.
Thanks.
Oh, God, I got a lot of chatting. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay. I feel like I need a glass of wine, Benny. Is it this one? The one, can you see the screen? Is it this one? Or is it Surfside? Wait, Lake says, hang on just a second. Let me say, like, okay, you wanted to know about the Benoit, and Lake says the Surfside. Which one did you want to do? Can we do Lake Surfside? Lake, are you there? Is she still here?
I thought you said the Surfside one during class, like,
Hi,
shouldn't
sorry,
have
I'm
to.
in the library, so I can't really
Oh,
talk.
okay, but I just want to know that you can hear me, sweetheart.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. All right. I'm going to go find Surfside. Allie, what'd you say?
I thought you said during the 8 a.m. that we didn't have to worry about the Surfside one.
Let me see.
Because you thought it was relevant cost, but it was something different.
Let me just look. Let me just
Okay.
look. If I could only find Surfside. Hold on. There was one I threw in here that I decided I didn't like, but oh, and there's some more. Surfside. Here we go. Let me read for a minute, okay? Oh, yeah. Okay, Lake, you're right. Surfside is, it was a little more complicated than I wanted it to be. So you go to 770. Okay, this looks like it. Okay, so it says, what would be the relevant cost of the material? So the thing is, because material I-59 is no longer being used by the company, they're going to use the disposal value. Okay, but I didn't realize that they had gone into the disposal value in this problem, and that is more intermediate accounting. So to answer the question, you would have used disposal units, but you're not going to have to know that. That was not covered in the text, nor was it covered in the homework, and all of a sudden they put a test bank question in there. I was trying to get you guys to know that you're supposed to use current market price instead of, this is a sunk cost. Okay, so that is not a cost that we would use when we're trying to find the relevant cost of the material.
Okay.
Okay.
So do we have to know anything about this problem then?
Not about the disposal value. Yeah.
Okay. So how would you solve this exactly then?
For this particular problem, okay, they've offered to buy 2,900 units. For each unit, 3 units of material R39. So I'd take 3 units times the R39 at the $4.35 times the 2,900 units. and then I'd add the 8 units of the I-59. So I take 8 units times 685 times the 2,900. And then I'd add those things together. So you can see down over here, here's the answer. So here's my 87 units. How did I get 87? It would explain those 3 because each unit took 3 units of this, right? And then you just add them together. But do you see this disposal value? That was not a thing that I covered, and I didn't realize that they threw that in there. So it was a good question until that point.
Okay, so basically, okay, this makes sense.
Okay, but you
Thank you.
know, find that. But my bottom line is, everybody that's listening, you would know that this is not the thing you would use. You would not use the original cost because that's sunk.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question about that one.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you know that the material for like R39 is a sunk cost?
It's not a sunk cost. The $4.70 price is a sunk cost. The $4.35 is the cost that I'm going to use when I'm pricing it out. Okay, so it says a potential customer is offered to buy 2,900 units of what I produce, and each one of those units requires 3 units of this R39. So I need to know how to price this out for my customer. So current market prices, so if I needed to buy more R39, I need to buy it at $4.35. So that's what I'm going to cost it out to the customer.
Okay.
But then for the I-59, since it's no longer being used, you would use the sunk cost, or you would also use the
I
current
would use the disposal.
disposal,
Yeah.
and then add it together.
Yeah, because I'm not
Okay.
buying it anymore, so I wouldn't really care about the current market price. And this for sure is not a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Yeah, sure, you're welcome. And I'm sorry about that. But
That's okay.
like, I'm not perfect, and you know, you guys know that by now.
Mhm.
Okay. Who's next? Just jump right in. Do I have any chats? Let me go to chats.
Can you answer my question from the review?
Sure, yeah. Here we go.
Thanks.
Where are we? Benoit Company, data concerning the 3 products. Yeah, let me go to that one. I'll find that just a second. There we go. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, Luke, ready? I did this one. Hold on. I did this one. Wait, okay.
I have different numbers than you, and it's like, it's weird. I'll tell you the numbers I have because it's
Go
different.
right ahead. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead. What's your selling price? Or do you want to do it for all of them, or are you just?
Well, I got A and B right, but for C, it says the direct materials
What's
is
the selling price?
5, and then the contribution margin is 1650.
Okay, but give me the individual. What's the selling price?
All right, selling price is 55.
Uh-huh.
Direct materials is 385,
Uh-huh.
and the contribution margin is 1650.
Okay. Well, do you want to give me the other variable? Just,
Okay, one sec. Those like didn't really matter, but
I know.
the other variable expenses is 34.65,
Uh-huh.
and the total variable expenses is 3850,
Uh-huh.
and the contribution margin is 1650.
Hang on. God bless it. Oops. Okay. Okay, hold on. My contribution margin is 55 minus 38, 1650, right? Okay. And believe it or not, this contribution margin ratio, I could care less about. I don't care. Right? So at this rate, at $3 a pound, how many units were used?
Well, mine says 4 per pound.
Oh, Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll change it.
Yeah, I just want to see exactly what I'm doing wrong.
All right. So at $4 a pound, this is not a, that's a number. Sorry. It should have used 0.96 pounds. Right? Because it was, I paid $3.85 for direct materials.
Yeah, I'm putting in 1714 and it's saying it's wrong. So I'm just like, that's why I'm tripping.
All right, so hold on. So my margin per unit is 16.50. This should be this, and you got 17.14.
Yeah, that's what I put in. That's like,
Yeah, see, I was doing the same thing and it kept saying I was wrong. I was wrong too.
Hold on, hold on. Let me just move this. Let me just move this. Let me just move this. Hold the phone.
real difference is the direct materials price is hella lower than the other ones. And it's like actually lower than the required material
Remind me
price.
what chapter and what number this is. All right. 55, 385, and 30%. Okay. It'd be 17.14. They say that's okay. Look at that. We got
We're just going over.
$4 per direct pound, 0.96 contribution margin, 16.50. They said that it's 17.19, which is contribution margin of 16. I'm going to do it on a regular calculator.
On the calculator, it says 1714.
Well, it says on my regular calculator, it says 17.75.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just 0.96.
17.19. So what if we didn't, what if we did this? Wait, does the problem say round your immediate calculations? Look at that.
Be that.
Well, will you have to read the question? Yes, you will.
All right, for sure.
All right, but do we see how that said round your immediate calculation? Which is so silly, Luke, because honestly, 99% of the times it says do not round your intermediate calculations.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just pay attention. But
Okay. Well,
Over my notes.
housing, the review question was the special order, which was exercise 7-4. So you'll want to make sure and cover, just make sure you know how to do that.
Know how to do the special order?
The special order. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Special order. So let's just look at that really quick. 7-4. Probably like, I don't know, around here. They don't tell me. There's my dumb DAC question. Okay, this is a good one, right? So here's how you evaluate the special order. Okay, and there's nothing fancy about this, right? They tell you, what the variable costs are. They also tell you that in this case, they're going to put some special filigree on there, which I don't even know what that is. I'm assuming it's a little charm, and it costs $2, so we have to add that. And then there's a special tool that they have to buy to be able to fulfill this special order. So all you have to do, they want to buy 20 bracelets, so you're just going to do all your incremental costs, right? This is kind of chapter 3 like, which is just what are your variable costs? What's your, what do you have to spend extra? It's also very similar to a make or buy. Okay, so, and you have to just read the question. So did anybody have a hard time with 7-4?
Did we not use the $20 in manufacturing overhead on the table? Instead, we just use the $4 of the overhead because it's a variable?
Yeah, because look at that, because most of the manufacturing overhead is fixed.
Oh, okay.
And unaffected by how much jewelry is produced.
Okay.
So that's why I ignored
Yeah.
it. But I did use, here's my $84, here's my $45 right? And then it said $4 is variable, so that's where I've got my $4 down here. And
Okay.
here's this special filigree, which if anybody could tell me what a filigree is, I'd like it. And then there's my variable. And then the only other special thing was that I had to purchase a special tool to be able to help me manufacture this. So I look at it and I go, well, here's my, there's my incremental revenue, there's my incremental costs. So am I going to make money on this special deal? And if the answer is more than 0, then yes, I'm going to definitely do that. Okay.
So in this case, it would be yes, because it's like,
Yeah, because it's positive. Yeah. I'd rather make $449 than $0.
okay.
I don't know about you, but I would. Yeah. Okay, you guys.
Real quick, I do have a question on the review.
Uh-huh.
I think it's from chapter 7. It says like part PDQ.
PDQ.
It's a make or buy question.
Bye. Hold on. Let me find PDQ. And then I got to go because I got to go to an art something or other for my son. Let's see. And I'm sorry to any online students that are listening that I didn't get to give you a review, but man, did I try so hard to find me a classroom, and I could not find a classroom. Okay, part PDQ. Let me see. Do you know what chapter that's from?
I think 7.
Okay. Look at this. Okay. Tell me if you see the question.
Okay.
My names and my companies may be slightly different.
Oh, it's that one.
Oops, this one?
No, the one before that.
Okay, good.
So I just had a question on like the depreciation and then allocated general overhead.
Okay, let me read it. What would be the impact of the overall negative from buying from the outside? Oh, make or buy. Make or buy, right? So that was good. You knew it was a make or buy. Who is this, by the way?
Abby.
Oh, Abby. Hi, honey. Okay, so an outside plan, 2330. Okay, so that's what I got to match that up against. Okay. If this offer is accepted, the supervisor's salary and all the variable costs can be avoided, so that's good, right? So direct material, direct labor, variable manufacturing overhead, and the supervisor. But the thing is, okay, so Abby, depreciation, do I write a check for depreciation?
No.
No. So that's why I'm not really going to save on depreciation if I either make it or buy it. It's kind of it's an expense for me, but I don't really get to take that into consideration, right? Yeah. So that's why it's not going to make a cash difference to me.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got my direct material, my direct labor, my variable manufacturing overhead, my supervisor. Do you see depreciation? And the thing that's a little tricky when you enter it is it wants you to do the drop down for depreciation, but put nothing there.
Okay.
Okay. And here's another important safety tip is only the allocated over, do you see this? Avoidable only. But see, since you've been in my class for so long, you know what your relevant costs are. So you know that allocated general overhead, somewhere if we read this, it says the allocated general overhead, the outside, okay, only $5,000 of these allocated overhead costs could be avoided. Okay. So that's why, in other words, we're going to save that overhead cost if we decide not to make that product.
Okay.
Okay. And then the other important part, and I hope you guys are listening, it says, let's see, the space used to produce the part could be used to do something else and generate an additional segment margin of $21,000. That is an opportunity cost. So put in plain English, if I were to not make this part anymore, I could do something else, right? That's the opportunity cost. So that needs to be added in, because if I do wind up making my part, I won't be able to make that $21,000.
Is that always added?
Well, in this case, I can't tell you yes or no, Abby, because it depends on how the question is worded. So if I say yes and you add it and you get it wrong because you really needed to put it on the other side, I'd shoot myself. Right. You just have to know how to make the opportunity cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So I gotta go. And I am gonna, and once I figure out how to save this recording and post it, I will do it so you can listen back. Okay? Yes. All righty. All right. Okay, good. Can I go now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, you guys. All right. Bye.